Hope. Hope is the word which God has written on the brow of every person. So said Victor Hugo. What is hope? Hope is that which we feel in our hearts when we're wanting something better. Hope is that feeling that you have when you're willing to dare to expect something better. That thought that it's really possible that things could be better. Message of this musical presentation is that Christmas is all about hope. Hope in the person of Jesus Christ. Jesus, who is Christ the Lord. And the message in music is that Jesus offers a hope that makes a difference. One of my favorite authors tells about a chaplain who worked in a hospice. And this chaplain observed a striking difference in the way believers and unbelievers face death. She observed that both Christians and non-Christians, they both feel fear and pain and grief. But she also noticed this. She noticed that Christians have an almost palpable contribution in the mysterious linkage that comes through prayer. It's the difference between a visitor who comes to a hospice and says to that patient, I will pray for you, honest. I will pray for you every day. And somebody else who comes and says, good luck, best wishes. Why is there that kind of a difference? The difference, the reason, is because of hope. Hope. One that rests in Jesus, who is Christ the Lord. But is this hope just wishful thinking? Is this hope just a mirage, a placebo, a sugar pill? Because after all, your hope and your faith is only as good as the thing that you're hoping in. Only as good as the thing that you're wanting to believe in. There's another story about a patient who had a serious illness. And originally, this patient was optimistic about his chances. He had hope. But unfortunately, one of the doctors on the case, who had a terrible bedside manner, with a cold heart, he dashed that man's hope, suggesting that instead his chances weren't very good at all. The doctor walked away, and the patient was downcast. And he turned to someone who had heard. He said, someone has taken away my hope. I don't have hope anymore. And that person who that person who was listening said, yeah, I guess so. Guess it's time to find another hope. Where can we find a hope? A hope that has substance. A hope that matters. A hope that is not just a mirage. Some months ago, I came across the story of a 95-year-old man named Louis Zepperini, who spoke of how God used all of the suffering of his life, 95 years, how God used all the suffering of his life for good in ways he could not have predicted. He served in World War II, and after the war, Louis' life spiraled down into a vortex of rage, fear, and alcoholism, all of which he could not control. When he surrendered his life to Christ, to Jesus Christ, at a Billy Graham crusade, he was delivered from all of these things in an instant. No more nightmares, no more temptation to drink, and all the rage that he had inside was replaced by forgiveness. I personally have only met one other person who's had such a dramatic change in his life. The fact of the matter is, most of the people that I've met have seen changes much less dramatic and much more gradual. Much like, if you were here last Sunday, much like the baptismal testimonies that we heard last Sunday. But whether the change is dramatic or whether the change is slow and gradual, they all have one thing in common, and that's hope. Hope and faith in Jesus. Jesus, Christ, the Lord. If you are wanting change in your life, to find hope, the message in song and the message of our church, the message of the Bible, is to invite you to come to Jesus. Because that is the hope that Jesus offers. If you are willing to come at this point in your life, to say, God, I've made a mess of my life so far. God, I know that I've come short of what you wanted me to be, either in my actions or in the privacy of my thoughts. I've come short, and I want you to forgive me of all that I've done. And I want you to change my life. If you have that kind of a desire, the message of the Bible is come. Come to Jesus, Christ the Lord. Maybe you've done that before, but you've drifted. And maybe you're among some of the people who come to church twice a year, Christmas and Easter. And this is that one time that you come. And you know that you've not given God much latitude in your life. The message is still the same. The invitation is still the same. Come. Come to Jesus. Give him yourself. Give him your brokenness, your mistakes, your cold heart, your hopelessness, your discouragements. Come. Come to Jesus. He is God's Son, Christ the Lord.